And we're back. You tuned into Sport Federation TV. Remember, the show brings you all the news about all the sports in all of the Western Cape. And you can catch any of our episodes and any of the sports we've had in the past on our Facebook page, the Sport Federation TV Facebook page. In studio with me now from one of the most beautiful places in the world, Llandudno, we have Robert Scarf and Craig Getz from the Llandudno Surf Lifesaving Club. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And you giggling. Did I say your names wrong?
Just a little bit.
Mine is good too.
Okay, say your name for me.
It's Craig Getz, but his is Robert Shaff.
Yeah.
Shaff. Okay.
But close enough.
Close enough.
I've had worse things on the golf course when they've called me up on the first tee, and it's been a surname which begins with SHA and ends in a double T. Somehow they got that. So you can only imagine what that what commotion.
A hard life you've had.
Everyone just started laughing. It was great. Bad start to the golf round, but anyway.
Okay, so you guys have been surfing for a while, I take it. How did you get involved with the sport?
I think from my side, I've grown up on the beach. I've lived on the Atlantic seaboard, and the one day I was there down at Clifton and I saw the nippers had just disappeared. And I think my dad put me on my first bodyboard wave and I went head first into the sand. The next Thursday, I was about 8 years old and I started and I've never looked back.
And with you?
So I also started when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I was terrified of the ocean back then. But I used to love doing the beach events that Lifesaving had to offer, and I think my parents just liked sending me down on a Sunday. It was a great community vibe. Lots of other like-minded kids, sort of my age, and back then I was very much afraid of the water. And then, as time went on, you started to learn how to actually use the power of the ocean to your advantage. And as you got older and older, naturally the progression went from bodyboarding to surfing, and on the life-saving side, to more being aquatic-based rather than land-based.
Yeah, and lifesaving is quite it's not only a calling, but it's a sport that you can compete in internationally. What are some of the different components in the sport?
So I think lifesaving, besides competing and doing your voluntary service, does have the aspect of looking at alternatives, like you say, going international. So there's various team events, individual events, and it creates a lot of cohesion amongst the members. I think for us, and we've both done lifesaving for a while, it's about the friendships and the bonds you create. Rob will be going this year to Oz, to World Champs. I went 2 years ago to Netherlands, and the amount of friends and international people I met there was really inspiring coming back here and to tell people about it, because it's now built our next team to go to Oz. I think 7 of us are going the end of this year.
Wow. Robert, what's been some of your highlights in your career?
Jeez, it's been fantastic. Firstly, the family nature of the Llandudno Club has just been incredible. There's a very tangible gees and a very kind of close bond between all the members. Everyone gets along really, really well.
Well, I've had the pleasure of interviewing some of your brothers and sisters from other clubs like Fishhook and Milnerton, and the theme has been they've started when they were 6, 7, 8 years old, and they just never turned back, because it was something that they love doing and they fell in love with it, and that seems to be the common thing with anyone who gets involved with this sport. Hey.
Yeah, one of the highlights and one of the bonds that keeps everyone together is this common love for the ocean.
Yeah.
And in doing life saving, you're providing a service to the community, but it's a service that you're quite happy to provide because you get to spend your time training and playing and living by the ocean and being a part of this amazing movement.
Yeah, so it's a very nice way to save lives.
I think the depth that it offers, in terms of you don't have to be competitive, you don't have to be a competitor. You can do admin side of it, you can do this, and you get recognized right throughout your life. And we have parents that are coaches, parents that run our admin, we run our admin. And I think your development as a human being grows week in, week out when you're responsible for things. Even at the age of 14, 15, you're responsible, whether you're trying to save a life or you're doing some paperwork for the club. So I think it grows everyone as an individual, and brings together skills they would never have had before.
And it's not like the training is telling you, I'm teaching you to be responsible, I'm teaching you to have a social conscience. It's a byproduct of those activities that you participate in. Hey,
100%.
That's exactly it. And I mean, a lot of the time you talk about training, I mean, we'll take our own training. So, there's a framework that we try to work within, and obviously fitness and skills development being the major focus. As you know, I'm sure you've discussed with a lot of the other guys that have been on the show before, but all the life-saving events at nationals and at world champs are designed to improve your skills as a lifeguard. So, for instance, one of the events is board rescue, where they'll blow a whistle and the person will swim out to the marker as fast as possible, get to the marker, and only once they've got there, then the person can come on the Malibu board, collect their patient, and it's a race back to the beach. So it simulates an actual rescue situation. And all of the events are designed to equip you for the real life situation, but at the same time they're also giving you fitness, also giving you this amazing teamwork that you need to get to achieve success in the competitive side. And what you'll find is there's these little inter-club rivalries on the competition day, and then everyone at the same time is working towards the same common goal. So it's such a healthy and such a positive rivalry. It's amazing.
Yeah, lovely. Now let's talk about these blazers. For the people who can't see at home, it says Llandudno Surf Lifesaving Club. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And your logo is a lobster. Tell us about that.
It's the crayfish, or African rock lobster. The club was founded in 1972, and I think at the time there were only about 4 or 5 lifeguards that were in charge with protecting Llandudno, which is actually one of the more dangerous beaches. It's got some very, very strong rip currents, and the swells that hit it come directly from the Southern Ocean. So there's absolutely no... the waves that arrive are very, very powerful. And the guys that set it up back then decided that the krief kind of symbolized the area because of the... kind of was the nature. Being the natural ocean reserve, there's an abundance of and a very healthy livestock of crayfish in the area, and it's become, as of more recently with the whole poaching issues that have gone on, obviously that's a talking point, but it's just kind of been our symbol since day dot, because we fall within the marine reserve, and we obviously care a lot about the marine life and the species that fall within that. The blazers themselves we had made, so a year ago there was a competition which Llandudno has hosted for many, many years. We call it the Eightman. Traditionally we've been one of the smaller clubs in terms of numbers, so you can't have specialists. You can't have the guy who's your swimming guy trains only for swimming the whole year and then goes to SA Champs and just does the swimming events. We never had that luxury because we only had a small team, so everyone had to be good at everything. And
you should be if you're a lifesaver, right?
That's the idea. That's the idea. So we created this event called Eightman, where you selected your 8 best all-rounders and you didn't know what event you were going to get. So you could get your swimmer could get the run, your runner could get the board, your board paddler could get the ski, and you would do a minimum of 5 events on the day. So you also required the fitness to be able to go event into event into event.
Right.
Very high tempo event, and in fact there's been some amazing footage that's come out of it the last 2 years, which is all over Facebook. If you go and have a look at Eightman. And these blazers, one of our masters who always used to compete was unfortunately passed on way too early. He was involved in an accident, and these were created as a memento, A, to him, but B, to service to the club. So it was decided that these blazers would encapsulate anyone who's been at the club for a long time, who's put in the hard yards, who's put in the effort, who's earned their right to have the blazer. So it's not just given out to everyone, it's earned through years of service and through service to the club and the community.
Like a sorority almost.
Something like that.
I wouldn't say but
I'm just kidding. Okay, well, you guys also have your sights set on the World Championships, hey?
So I think, so Llandudno hasn't sent a team for about 10 years. As I said, when I went 2 years ago, I came back and I spoke to the boys and I said, guys, let's put the thing on. It's not easy to organize. It is self-funded. We have to put it on all together. I mean, to give you an idea, with flights and everything, especially to Australia, it's in Adelaide down south, you could easily be looking between 35 and 45,000 rand a competitor. So I said to the boys, let's do it. And we've been working for the past couple of months behind the scenes with some training programs, with a coach doing once a week and putting together fundraising ideas. So we're actually starting next week with Shake the Can. Then we're doing a launch party at the club to symbolize the end of the season and do what we do best, which is generally socialize. And in doing so,
on the beach,
yeah, in a safe environment, away from the water. And I think in doing so, we're raising the funds and the awareness to grow, so that our club, when we get back, we can start growing and getting more and more members, and bringing the experience that we see and learn overseas back to the shores here and the excitement.
Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. It was great learning about your club, and it was nice meeting you.
Thank
you. I hope you return, and good luck with
Thank
your
you.
preparations for that World Champs. May you raise the money you need, and may you develop the skills to win.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
Right.
Can I leave one parting comment?
Yes.
So just to say, if you guys are interested in following our journey and following our story, we're going to be, we've got a Facebook group which is Send Llandudno Lifeguards to Worlds. And
That's
on
a
that,
nice
and on
hashtag.
that, yeah, exactly. And on that, we'll be posting all our updates. So next week, you'll see us in town and in Sea Point. On Mother's Day, we'll be collecting funds through that. The following week, as Craig mentioned, we've got our social gathering, and then there's going to be other events which are more focused on fitness. There's going to be a trail run that's organized. There's going to be a mile swim which is organized during the course of the year. So if you just watch that space, you'll see where and when these events become available.
Sounds great. I hope the weather plays along for you guys.
Thank you.
And that's it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in once again. Remember, you can catch the show every Friday night at 9 p.m. on channel 263 DSTV, repeated Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Whatever sport you're playing this weekend, lekker speel. And if you don't have a sport yet, we hope you find a sport that's just perfect for you. I'm Ch263. This is Sport Federation TV. Goodbye till next week.